Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Troy Lambert of Plot Geek Academy, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that we generally don't talk about towards the end of the year, because the end of the year comes up, and I don't know about you, but every year I start planning for the following year, and I start setting goals and determining what my next year is going to look like and how I'm going to get from where I am now to where I want to go. But there's something else that we should talk about as we near the end of the year, and that is quitting. Today, we're going to talk about knowing when to quit and how to make space for things that truly matters. Now, first of all, to start this off, I'm going to tell you a story. So recently I went to Mexico on a trip, and the plan was to get certified as a scuba diver. Now, what this turns out to be is, first of all, there's a lot of work that goes in before you even go in the water to get certified. There's a lot of academic work. There's a whole course that you have to take, and you have to go and talk to your doctor, and your doctor has a frank conversation with you about, hey man, you're over 50 years old. You've got this kind of a health history. Diving is okay for you, but just be aware that there could be problems along the way, and these are some things to watch out for. Right? So we take our plan, we go down to Mexico and plan to get certified as divers. Now, the teacher that we're using is a friend of mine. I know and trust her. And I know that she is an excellent instructor, that she's done all kinds of things. She's done over 500 dives. She's just an amazing person. Right? So I have no fear that she's going to steer me wrong in any way. But what happens when the reality of diving sets in? Well, first of all, I felt rushed. We're on vacation, and we're supposed to be relaxing and spending time in doing that. I felt like this is a lot of things that we have to do to get certified, and we don't have a lot of time to do it. Then we got in the water the first time, and I realized that not only physically was I not really 100% prepared for what diving was going to take out of me, but I also wasn't mentally as prepared as I should have been. I needed a situation where I could take my time, concentrate on some of the things that I needed to learn in the water and out of the water before I could really become a certified diver. So what did I do when I was on vacation? I quit. I said, I'm not getting my diver certification right now. I might go back and get it later, but for right now, what I want to do while I'm in Mexico is I want to snorkel and spend time in the water. Okay, so that's what I did. I quit. Now, I'm not the type of person that quits nearly anything, but I had very good reasons to quit in that instance. And it helped me to enjoy the rest of my vacation with much less stress and much less pressure, where I was just there, hanging out on the beach, doing whatever came to my mind, and it was really, really enjoyable. And I believe that in that case I made the right decision. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to quit being a diver and never go back and get my certification. What it means is I quit for now. So that's part of the understanding of quitting, is that just because you quit something temporarily or you stop doing it right now doesn't mean you have to quit forever. But we have this myth, especially in the United States, where we're especially driven people. And I especially am a driven workaholic, and I know a lot of writers are the same way, and I know a lot of people struggle with this. But there's this myth that you should never give up. We live in a culture that just glorifies perseverance and never quitting, never giving up. But the truth is, not every battle is worth fighting. Staying in situations that don't serve us can drain our energy, drain our happiness, and which is death for a writer, drain our focus and take our focus off of the things that really matters. Sometimes quitting isn't about giving up. It's about knowing your priorities and making space for what really matters to you right now. It's about living intentionally. Now, there's some books by Becca Syme, who is a great teacher and a great instructor, and they're called the Quit Books. And she talks about how, in every instance, you should question the premise. When somebody says, you as an author need to do this, you can say, do I? Do I really need to do that? Or is this something that this person needs to do, but that doesn't work for me? It was the same thing with diving. Did I need to learn diving right now? No, I didn't need to learn diving right now. It was okay to quit and put off that lesson until later, or maybe never do it ever, right? This is the problem. When you have this attitude of, I'm just going to persevere through everything, you end up in burnout. And the end of last year, I was in burnout. There have been many times when I've been burnout throughout my career, and I'm seeing a lot of writers, a lot more than I would like to see, who are in burnout right now. Okay? What burnout is a signal that something is wrong, something needs to change. So let's explore some reasons why quitting is sometimes the exact right decision. And as you're setting your goals for next year, you should not only be setting goals about what to do, but setting goals about what not to do. So let's look at why quit and some of the reasons that make sense. Okay, reason number one is you're overworked. Okay, if you're working too many hours, let's be real. The hustle 24/7 is not a badge of honor. If your work-life balance is tipping into all work, no life territory, it's time to scale back on something. Now, that can be as simple as hiring a VA or as simple as saying, hey man, I'm not going to spend all that time on social media. Okay? So instead of aiming for doing it all, focus on doing what matters. Cutting back hours doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you value your mental health and you value your relationships, and you're going to spend time with those people that matter to you. Okay? The second reason is that it doesn't align with your goals. As you're looking at your goals for next year, for 2025, and you're figuring out where you want to go and how you want to get there, well, if what you're doing doesn't align with those goals, for example, let's just look at social media and author. It used to be that as an author, you just had to be on every social media platform. You should at least have a presence there, spend some time there. But what we found, especially recently, is that organic reach on social media isn't working anymore. If you're not running ads on the social media platform, there's really very little traction that you can get with those social media platforms, with some exceptions like TikTok and BookTok. But first of all, we don't even know how long TikTok will be around. And second of all, to get BookTok to activate, you have to be spending significant amount of time making TikTok videos and spending time on TikTok. And you have to think about whether that time and the money you can make in that time would be better spent on advertising your books, or if it's better spent on TikTok. Now, for some reasons, for some people, it's better spent on TikTok, and that is fine. Okay? But if it's not helping you grow, if it's not bringing you joy, if it's a side project that just really doesn't align with your goals, or a hobby that has just turned into a distraction for you, maybe it's time to let it go. Now, that doesn't mean stop exercising and going to the gym because it's okay to quit that because it's not bringing you joy. That's bringing you some longer life, so you might want to spend some time outside and exercising and on some kinds of windows besides the one on your browser, kind of outside of those windows. Okay? Now, quitting doesn't mean you failed. It means you've grown and your priorities have shifted. So sometimes you're going to leave something behind because it just doesn't work anymore. Now, one other thing to think about is toxic environments. That's a reason to quit. And you say, toxic environments, I'm a writer, I write at home. What do you mean toxic environment? Okay, toxic environments can be your writing community. It can be that social media platform you're on, or that Discord channel that you're in. Or it can be your day job. Or it can be a relationship. There are many writers I know who have lost relationships because their partner did not understand their commitment and what writing meant to them. Okay? And that person became a drain on them and held them back from achieving their goals. Okay? You need to be in spaces that uplift you, that don't drain you, and take away your energy. Now, sometimes you have to work a day job that's miserable while you get your writing career together. Some people never get their writing career 100% together and they always have to work a day job. Look, I completely understand that, and sometimes you have to endure that day job just because you need the money. Okay, we can't always do what we love all the time. There are going to be some aspects of even the job of being a full-time writer that you're not going to like. Okay, those things are going to be toxic, but you can step away from those things as soon as you possibly can, and you don't have to stay in spaces that you can escape and that you can leave if it's a toxic environment. It's okay to quit that group. It's okay to stop going to that thing, and it's okay to quit and move on to something else. Now, one of the worst things you can do is quit emotionally. Quit in an angry way, in some kind of an emotional way, in some way that doesn't work well for you. Okay? If you've decided quitting is the right move, how do you go about it? Well, let's talk about strategy for a second. Step one is reflect and plan. Before you quit, take some time to really think about why you're making this decision. Write it down and write about it if it helps. Then plan your exit in a way that minimizes disruption. If you are the only monitor of a huge Facebook group of people and you're the only moderator, you might get someone else to come in and help you moderate, right? But plan your exit in a way that minimizes the disruption to other people and to your own life, okay? So journal, make a checklist, make a to-do list, anything that you need to do, but write through, honestly, how you feel and what your plan is to leave whatever situation that is or to quit whatever thing that is. Now, sometimes if this is part of your writing career and it means I'm going to spend less time on social media where there's things you can do, like basically in certain hours, you take the color off of your phone. That way those apps don't call to you. Shut off your notifications. Set up your browser so it doesn't show you the feed of that particular social media site within certain work hours, right? It's a really simple thing to do. But social media does have addictive properties, right? So it can be hard to do. So communicate honestly with your friends. Say, hey, I'm not going to be spending time on social media. Please don't show me, send me those 15 reels or whatever the case may be, right? Now, the other thing that you can do is communicate honestly with your partner and your friends, okay? Sit down with them, have a cup of coffee, and talk through what your decision is and what the very best way is for you to exit. Now, step 3 is let go of guilt. You don't need to feel guilty because you are quitting. It's easy to second guess yourself. Remember, though, quitting isn't selfish. It's caring about yourself. Celebrate the fact that you're prioritizing your well-being over the well-being of others. My grandfather used to tell me that you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. It's something that's really important to remember from us people who really like to help people. I really love to help writers, but I can't sit around and do it for free and spend all of my time helping other writers and never work on my own writing. I have to set boundaries, I have to set time limits, and I have to do those type of things. Okay? So, let go of guilt. Don't let guilt be the thing that stops you. Now, what are the rewards of letting go? So what happens when you quit the right things? Well, first of all, you make room for new opportunities, better health, and more joy. What did I lose by quitting trying to get certified diving in a really short trip in Mexico? Right? Well, what I did was I made room for more opportunities to go out, to go shopping, to spend time on the beach, to find peacefulness, to read a book. It basically freed up time and energy to focus on the things that really mattered to me on vacation so I could be recharged when I came back. Okay? When you quit the right things, it makes room for something else. Sometimes when you quit things that are addictive like social media, you need to substitute something else in its place. Okay, and some of the things that you can substitute is substitute in reading books, substitute in going to movies, or going for a walk, or something along that line, going out and getting some exercise in another way. But substitute something to fill that time so you don't feel the need to doom scroll on your phone and stay addicted to those type of things. So whatever it is that you're quitting, sometimes you need to bring in something to replace it. That is okay. Just think of it this way. Every time you say no to something that's draining you, you're saying yes to something that will fulfill you. Okay, so go find that thing that fulfills you. For me, a lot of times I have to say no to certain things because I need to protect my writing time. Because I know if I don't have that, I'm not mentally healthy. I'm not as physically healthy. Things like that. Okay, so what's something you've been holding on to? What's something that this year you've been doing that you know, hey, I should probably quit doing this. It's probably time to stop. Sit back. Take a moment to reflect. While you're setting your goals for next year, set goals for the things you're not going to do as well. Quitting can be one of the bravest and healthiest choices you make. So, don't be afraid to quit. If somebody tells you you have to do something, be sure to question that premise. Thanks for watching, everyone. Here's to making space next year for what truly matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below on this video. And connect with us at Plot Geek Academy. We're always here for you, even if what you need help with is help quitting that bad habit that's holding you back from achieving your writing goals. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.